Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Welcome back. It's been a few days since I posted. My wife and I took a little bit of a break. So here I am. I'm back. And in this video, I'm going to talk to you about the Power of Attorney and the Baker Act. Now, we actually just sent out a newsletter to about 10,000 people talking about the Power of Attorney and the Baker Act and the fact that the facility is basically free to ignore any of it, okay? Now, the sort of twist on this is, well, what about if there's a voluntary admission agreement as opposed to it's involuntary, meaning either the police took you there, somebody filed a petition in the court, a court granted a pickup order under the Baker Act, or somebody who's a qualified professional, like a licensed clinical social worker or a medical doctor, Baker Acted you. So the reason I'm talking about this particular issue with the voluntary admission agreement is because I had a wife call me about her husband. I guess he was having some issues, and she took him to a facility to get some help, and they had her, sign some documentation, sign here. And what she signed, unbeknownst to her, was a voluntary admission agreement, agreeing to hand over her husband to the state of Florida. And she called me this morning and said, well, I have a power of attorney. And I said, that's nice, but it's not worth the paper it's written on. And she said, what do you mean? I said, I know you didn't mean this. I'm sure you didn't understand this. And I'm sure the facility didn't even bother to explain to you what you were actually signing. But there are two types of Baker Act here in Florida, involuntary and voluntary. And by signing that documentation, which sounds like it's a voluntary admission agreement, you actually agreed and consented to hand over your husband to the state of Florida. And now he's Baker Acted. And because it's voluntary, they can keep him as long as they want, indefinitely, without a court order. And she said, but I have power of attorney. And I said to her, listen, I understand that. But a power of attorney is basically not worth the paper it's written on if your loved one has been Baker Acted. Where it comes into play is if you're willing to enforce the rights that have been given to you by your husband. And if you're not, and you just want to stand on the street corner and yell and scream at the facility, then he's going to be stuck there. And I said, I understand. Look, I went through this with my own family member, and it was just 2 days after I lost my father. So I understand the Baker Act from a very personal point of view. And I also understand that when the families call us, they're frustrated. I completely get it. But if you've got a power of attorney, whether your loved one has been Baker Acted involuntarily or voluntarily, even if you didn't realize what that was and it was never explained to you, if you have a power of attorney, unless you're willing to go to court and enforce the rights that have been given to you, then respectfully, it's just ink on a paper. That's it. Rights require that they be enforced, that they be respected. And the way to do that, if the facility is not going to respect them, is to go to court and enforce what has been given to you. That's how this works. And so, yeah, a power of attorney can be trumped whether you're involuntary or voluntary, because the facility is a licensed agent of the state of Florida, and the state of Florida's power is absolute, and it trumps whatever rights you have. That's how this works. And this is the reason why I say over and over again that if your loved one has been Baker Acted, the time to fight is right now. The longer you wait, the more you risk that they're going to get stuck. Now, you could wait and they could get released. That happens, but the chances are they're going to get stuck, from my experience. So I wanted to share that with you. I appreciate you tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.